Hi, I'm Emma Mariam.
Hi, I'm Mariam Omilabu.
And I'm Sarah Blake.
So the Trinity College School schedule has an important impact on the lives of the entire TCS community. This includes both students and teachers who are affected by this schedule directly on a daily basis, as well as the parents who have entrusted their children's education and care into the hands of Trinity College School.
So the schedule for Borders begins at 7:30 a.m. with breakfast and ends at 10:30 p.m. with signing, after which lights go out at 11 p.m. Now for day students, their day begins at 8:10 a.m. with chapel and ends typically around 6 p.m. after dinner. Within this time frame, academic classes end at 3:30 p.m. Then mandatory service, arts, sports, co-curricular activities begin after school and run till 5:15 p.m., which is the beginning of dinner. Now, for non-scholar boarding students, they have to go for a 2-hour period to complete all the homework given during the day, which is called study.
Evaluating the three lenses of social, institutional, and medical, we're able to see how the community of parents, guardians, teachers, and students are all affected by the TCS Trinity College School schedule.
The schedule has evidently been thought through, as Ms. Hall stated, due to the concern about the pace of the schedule and overall wellness. The school has clearly recognized that there has been problems in the past and has made an attempt to fix these problems.
So various benefits that students enjoy from the school schedule include academic assistance. Now, academic assistance provides students with an opportunity to go to their teachers and ask them questions outside the classroom. Co-curriculars give students a physical and artistic outlet, as well as an opportunity to give back to the community with service work. And some students have actually admitted that the pace of the school schedule improves their time management skills.
Students are the only people of the community that benefit from this new schedule. Because teachers are mainly affected by the academic schedule, the new change to a flex period has been benefiting teachers, especially those who teach AP courses, because they're able to fit in an extra lesson, which helps them complete the 110 hours of curricular they're needed a year. It also allows for meetings and planning lessons. This also gives them time for lunch, which was a concern before flex was introduced. This then heightens their job satisfaction, and with a higher job satisfaction, that increases their work ethic, and then that increases students' benefit of learning.
So benefits that parents have enjoyed from the school schedule include the fact that co-curriculars are in the same location as school. So this means no double trips, in the sense that you don't have to go pick your child from school, drop them at the sports or club they're registered in, go to that location and pick them up. Everything is in one location. And then there's also no pressure to have to sign up your child, and then this reduces the cost of having to sign up your child at a club or sports outside school. And in terms of the extra help and the academic assistance, this eliminates the need for parents to hire extra tutoring, which also helps to reduce costs for parents. And as a result, all of this satisfies the expectations in a private school.
Although there are many benefits to the school schedule, there are evidently some setbacks. One of these setbacks includes stress. 46.4% of students rate their stress as 7 or higher out of the scale of 10. The stress is long-term stress rather than short-term due to the ongoing work that is being assigned and multiple tests and assignments. This is detrimental to emotional health and can then lead to depression, shown by a study by Oxford Journal publication.
Students aren't the only individuals that feel stress. It has been found that many of the teachers have had stress exerted on them, from marking work and papers to having to mark assignments and plan lessons and meet due dates. Matheson, a teacher at the school and Ketchum House assistant housemaster, stated that she felt the schedule affected her in a negative way and that she felt overwhelmed. She said, "I think I had more time for prep for classes last year, to be honest, because with the addition of flex, I am often busier during the workday." Many other teachers agreed with her, with 73.7% of these teachers who were surveyed stating that they felt they were overwhelmed. This shows that there's obviously been a lot of pressure on teachers and that they are feeling stressed due to the schedule.
So in addition to stress, many TCS community members have felt that they are not getting adequate sleep because of the inflexibility of the school schedule. Now for teachers feel the need to stay up late at night to meet up with deadlines, to meet up with marking, because they feel the school schedule doesn't provide them with enough time to do this. While students feel that they must stay up late as well in order to complete their homework and their projects, as 45.2% of the students surveyed feel that there is not enough time in the school schedule to complete their homework.
So teachers are also affected by sleep and not getting enough. Mr. Kaiser, a teacher at TCS, states that he is working mainly mornings and nights, so this takes away from his sleep. Either if he's marking late at night, then he's not able to get to bed soon enough, or if he's having to wake up early to mark, he's then losing sleep from having to wake up early. Another teacher, Miss Matheson, states that one time she is up until 2 a.m. marking assignments, losing sleep. The loss of sleep evidently changes their work ethic, as they are sleep deprived and not able to function efficiently. This then impacts their work ethic and how they are able to teach in classes. This is then negatively affecting students and what they're learning and the extent to their knowledge. Additionally, parents are also losing sleep because they're having to drive well, not all parents, but some do have to drive their children to bus stops for 7 a.m., meaning that they're losing sleep as well.
Students are majorly affected by the schedule in terms of how much sleep they're getting. According to the National Sleep Foundation, students and teenagers should be getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep. However, only 7.3% of students surveyed said that they were getting 8 hours of sleep. The sleep medicine reviews say that when people don't get enough sleep, it does create the risk of decreased cognitive functioning, so like thinking and processing information. Reaction time also decreases significantly due to lack of sleep. This could affect both the performance in academics and extracurriculars throughout the day. Not only that, but elongated sleep deprivation can have an increased risk of poor diet. Overall, the current schedule in which some day students have to be on the bus by 7 a.m. and students have claimed that they've been up until 2 a.m. doing homework shows that students are obviously getting all of these effects and that it is affecting their performance and their health.
Students aren't the only ones being affected negatively by the time that they are allowed. Although that the school schedule has shown to help with time management, that doesn't mean that we are given enough time to actually complete the assignments and studying that is required, along with our extracurriculars and eating and sleeping. Teachers have expressed that 55.3% of them believe that they don't have enough time with their family, even though some do live on campus with them. Also, 47.4% believe that their personal life has been affected negatively with the demands that the school schedule has for them, and that they have to be so involved with the school and that they have to be present. 73.7% of teachers feel that they are overwhelmed with the schedule and that their time is being mainly spent at the school or completing school activities. This shows that TCS has not effectively completed time management.
So parents also feel that there isn't sufficient time to spend with their children. For instance, Jenny Budenstep, who has been a TCS parent for over 5 years, stated and stressed that, and I quote, she finds it a challenge to find the time to talk on the phone with her daughter, as she is often running from one class or activity to the next, and so there's very little time to talk. Day student parents also get in on this, as expressed by Andrea Hollander, a day student parent. She said that parents feel that weekends and after-school activities are very late and cut into personal and family time. For instance, things like coffee house, they go up until 10:40 p.m. So day students leave school late and get back and get home at an even later time. And for boarding parents, they experience something called emptiness syndrome. This was noted by Guy Winch, who is a PhD holder in psychology. Emptiness syndrome is when parents feel a lost sense of hope and purpose as their child has left them. And previously, their lives basically revolved around having a child. But now that the child is gone, they feel useless. So all of this shows that clearly parents believe that the school schedule takes away from family time.
Students also have a limited amount of time. According to the Association of Boarding Schools, boarding school students only get to watch 3 hours of TV, whereas private and public school students get to watch about 7. On top of that, approximately boarding students, including our day students, get approximately 17 hours of homework a week, whereas private school students get 9 and public school students get 8. 45.2% of students said that they did not have surveyed said that they didn't have enough time to complete their homework, whereas 51.6% said that they felt they didn't have enough downtime in their day. Clearly, students have made it obvious that they do not feel like they have enough time in the day to just sit down and relax and take a break from the heavy pace of our schedule at TCS.
So although that we recognize that there are benefits to the school schedule and that it is benefiting all three parties of the community, there are evidently some negative sides to the to the schedule, which is stress, time, and sleep, not getting enough sleep, not having enough time, and us being overwhelmed with stress. So we have come up with some changes that we may propose, which includes...
So we propose that the school day should start 30 minutes later. Multiple research conducted by the American Psychological Association states that a later start time to the school day is beneficial to both students and teachers, as it gives them more sleep and fits into their natural sleep cycles, thereby reducing the effects of sleep deprivation that we discussed earlier. The importance of this is that if the school day starts 30 minutes later, both students and teachers will be getting more sleep. So we know that starting the day 30 minutes later means the day will end 30 minutes later. But we found out that cutting sports and after-school activities by 15 minutes so that they only run from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. will mask this effect. Now this solution is effective because 1 hour of physical activity still complies with the recommendation by the Canadian Society for Exercise Physiology that says that adolescents aged 12 to 17 must have 1 hour of physical activity. This results in students remaining actively engaged, plus getting more sleep, which equals a better overall performance.
Although that you may think that shifting the time 30 minutes later might decrease your time of free time, we also propose that if we do this, we also link extracurriculars to academic days 1 through 8 rather than days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and etc. This, for an example, we would do 2 days of sport and art and then a day off. This then means, this may sound that you'll have more co-curriculars, but then you're also having free days in your schedule.
So we understand that there are limitations to these solutions. For instance, the school is 152 years old, so obviously tradition, as TCS tradition, they have things that the school's not going to want to change. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but they've done it in the past. They have made changes to the schedule. So we do believe that it can be worked around. Also, we need to make sure that this change in the schedule doesn't affect the 102 hours of curriculum that needs to be taught each year. Additionally, the bus times and scheduling for that half-hour change would need to be taken into consideration because we understand that the bus schedule, the bus drivers do have other places that they need to be. They do have to drive other kids to school, so that would also have to be worked out in order for this to work.
So, in conclusion, the schedule evidently has a massive effect on all community members of Trinity College School. However, we recognize there must be changes for it to be more efficient and for it to be more friendly to our health. One of the main reasons we think that would be best is the extracurriculars being connected to academic days 1 through 8 rather than days of the week.
So it has been clearly demonstrated through the social, institutional, and medical lenses that there is an issue with the school schedule.
However, steps can be taken in order to improve the situation that is currently occurring between the students, parents, / guardians, as well as teachers at the school who are involved with Trinity College School, and that we can help to fix these problems with the right steps taken. Thank you for listening. Do you guys have any questions?
All right, Emma. Let's see, now that you've done the project and you've done your presentation, what, if anything, do you consider could be a gap in your research that if you could go back over again, you'd want to research, learn more about, to make you kind of feel like you've really finalized this topic?
I feel like personally, like we did talk about the bus schedule, like changing that. However, like we didn't exactly look fully into the details of how that works. Like we have a general idea. Like I was a day student for like 3 weeks and I took the bus, but like we're all boarders, so we don't really like fully understand. And the school has lots of knowledge about that too, because the bus drivers' entire lives may be affected by that. But like I feel like if we had that knowledge, it would help us to be even more firm in our conclusions and our solutions.
Mariam, so you guys collaborated as a group quite nicely. So I'm wondering, in what way did you improve your own ability to work within a group?
Okay, so before this activity, I was usually the quiet group member that sat and listened while other people gave directions, and I found it difficult to communicate my ideas and express what I felt could be added to the presentation. Working with these 3 wonderful young ladies has taught me to communicate, and there's nothing like a bad idea. So if you have anything that you think about, just say it to the group members. The worst that can happen is, oh, this is good, but we feel that it can be countered in this way. So I have been able to communicate more effectively and express myself and even talk more openly with other people now.
And Sarah, reflecting on all 3 of you and the material that all 3 of you brought in your IRRs, which one do you think had the greatest impact on your group's overall understanding of the problem?
I think it's shared between mine and Miriam's research. So I did institutional, so affecting teachers and how the schedule is actually set out, and Miriam's was medical. Although Emma's was the social lens, which affected like the whole of the community. She also focused on parents, but because they aren't like actually in the school, they're not massively affected by the schedule. So I believe that mine and Mariam's research were the ones that mainly helped us come to our conclusion.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.